Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive comeback story from the world of real estate. How does a company go from losing serious money to posting huge profits in just 1 year? We're going to break down the story of Embassy Developments. It's all about smart mergers, massive ambition, and one heck of a financial turnaround. Okay, let's just start with the number that changes the whole game. 203 crore rupees. That's the profit Embassy Developments reported for the 2025 financial year. Now, that's an impressive number on its own, for sure. But to get why it's so impressive, you really need to see where they were just 12 months earlier. So, that's the big question we're tackling, right? How on earth did they pull off such a dramatic U-turn? Well, the answer really starts with understanding exactly who we're talking about here. All right, so first things first, the company itself. To really get the comeback, you have to get the player. Who is Embassy Developments, and just how much muscle are they flexing in the market? So if you look at who owns the company, a big part of the story just clicks into place. The promoters, the Embassy Group, they hold a commanding 43% stake. That tells you that the people in the driver's seat are experienced and they're in it for the long haul. And look at that, almost 29% is held by foreign investors. That, my friends, is a massive vote of confidence from the global market. This whole powerhouse structure was actually born from a really critical merger. Think of it like this. You had one company that had land and some projects. Then they joined forces with the Embassy Group, which brought a ton of cash, even more land, and, this is the key, over 30 years of know-how from its leader, Jatinder Virwani. This wasn't just a simple team-up. It was the creation of a true real estate giant. And when I say giant, I mean it. To put their scale into perspective, Embassy Developments controls a staggering 37.1 million square feet of property that's spread out over 30 different projects in 8 cities. We're talking about a genuine titan in the Indian real estate scene. Okay, so now that we know who they are, let's get right to the heart of it, the financial turnaround. This is where we see exactly how they managed to go from deep in the red to solidly in the black. Now, before we jump into the numbers, let's quickly nail down a term you hear all the time in real estate. Pre-sales. It's simple, really. It's the total value of all the homes and properties that customers have already booked or put their name down for. It's not cash in the bank yet, but it's a super important signal of how much people want what you're selling and what your future income might look like. And here it is. This chart is pretty much the whole story in 2 bars. In the 2024 financial year, the company was losing money. Fast forward just 1 year, and boom, a massive swing to a profit of 203 crore rupees. That is what a turnaround looks like. So what was the engine behind that incredible swing? Well, it was a huge jump in revenue, which hit almost 2,500 crore rupees for the year. And it seems like a really strong final quarter is what gave them that final push over the line into serious profitability. But, it's not all a simple success story. Every business narrative has its risks, and for Embassy, it's this number, over 2,200 crore rupees in net debt. This is the figure that they have to wrestle with, and it creates this amazing tension in their story. How do you pay down all that debt while also finding the money to fund your future growth? Speaking of growth, that brings us right to our next section. The turnaround is done, they're making money. So, what's next on the agenda? Let's take a look at Embassy's blueprint for the future. Okay, one more quick definition you need to know. GDV, or Gross Development Value. When you see this, just think of it as the total price tag for a future project. It's the amount of money the company expects to rake in from selling every single unit once it's all built. It's really just a measure of a project's potential. So here's their game plan for growth, laid out in 5 simple steps. It's a really smart mix of playing offense and defense. They're going to grow by building on land they already have and by getting more, but they're going to stay focused on their strongest markets, like Bengaluru and Mumbai. And at the same time, they're keeping an eye on finishing projects on time and managing that debt. It's all about ambition, but with some very important guardrails. And the ambition here is, well, it's enormous. For just the next financial year, they're planning project launches with a total potential value of over 22,000 crore rupees. Get this, a single project in Mumbai makes up almost 9,000 crores of that. This gigantic pipeline is exactly how they plan to generate the cash to both fuel more growth and start tackling that. So you might be asking, how can they even think about launching such massive projects? Well, the answer lies in their secret weapon, a huge bank of land they already own outright. Owning over 3,100 acres of land that's already paid for, that's like having a giant empty field just waiting for you to build on, with no mortgage to pay for the field itself. It gives them a massive head start on any project they want to do.
Okay, let's zoom out and pull this all together. We've looked at the company, we've seen the incredible turnaround, and we've checked out their blueprint for what's next. So, what's the big picture here? What are the key things to remember?
So let's just recap the whole story. You've got a powerful merger that created a real estate giant guided by some seriously experienced leadership. That new powerhouse then pulled off a stunning financial turnaround, swinging from a loss to a 23 crore profit. Now, they're using a massive land bank to fuel an incredibly ambitious future, with plans worth over 41,000 crores. But, and this is the big but, the key challenge looming over all of this is managing their significant debt.
And really, that leaves us with this one final question. Embassy has all the right pieces on the board, right? They've got the land, they've got a clear plan, and they've proven they can be profitable. But in a really tough and competitive market, the real test is always execution. Can they actually turn these ambitious blueprints into billions in revenue, all while keeping that big debt number in check? That's the multi-billion-dollar question that's going to define their entire next chapter.